Hi, welcome to my latest Periscope, which is about video this time. We've been doing a lot about photography, but a question that's come up a lot in the last couple of weeks from potential clients is, hello, fancy dress bash, is should I use a professional presenter or voiceover artist to do the words on my video? And hiya, and it very much depends on what you're selling. If you are just selling a widget, just something that you want somebody to buy once and not actually need to form a relationship with your company as such, other than want to buy the thing, the gadget, whatever it is, then yeah, probably a professional voiceover artist, if you can afford one, or a pro presenter, will be fine. But any business where you want to form some sort of relationship with that client, so if you provide services like I do with photography, or if you're, I don't know, a hairdresser or an accountant, anything where you're going to have an ongoing relationship with that client, I think it's well worth presenting it yourself. And why is that? Because people get to know you, and we know that people buy people, I've said that over and over again. So they get to know you and they start to think, oh, this is somebody I could do business with. Now sometimes I get people saying, oh yeah, but what if I put them off? Well, if you put them off, you're going to put them off in real life too. So as long as you come over on video the way you do in real life, then definitely appear on video, and actually it's acting as a nice filter to get rid of clients that are not quite the right fit for you. If I give you an example, I used to do a lot of wedding photography, and I created a video which talked about my philosophy on wedding photography. And since I put that up, I got fewer inquiries, not dramatically less, but definitely fewer. But the inquiries I did get were actually quite keen to book me just over the phone, whereas prior to that, they'd wanted to meet me person to person, because wedding photography is a very personal thing. You need to know the person who's photographing you and make sure that you get on with them, because you're going to spend a big chunk of your wedding day with them. So that's a prime example where doing it yourself is better. Now, the main reason that I find when people sort of throw their hands up in horror is, oh, I hate being on camera, it's not me, and all those sorts of things. Well, it is a bit of a skill, and you do need to put some effort into practicing. But the good news is I don't think it takes a lot of effort. And that's why when I get people coming on my making business videos with your smartphone course, I also include an online course that they do afterwards at their own pace, in the privacy of their own home or office, where they practice being on camera, because it makes a huge difference to how you come across. That first time you're ever videoed, for some people it's the only time because they hate it so much, you often come over as quite stilted. There's something about the glass lens that saps your energy, and you have to learn to sort of, I don't know, crank it up to 11 for those of you who've ever watched Spinal Tap. Just really be slightly more sort of energetic than you are perhaps in real life. So it'll feel a bit over the top to you, but it won't come across as over the top on camera. And that just takes a bit of practice. And there are things you can do beforehand to help with that. Oh, thank you very much. But I've practiced, you see. And one thing I've found is that actually doing these Periscope videos have made me even better. I had to do a video for me to apply for a business award last week. And normally it would take me about 3 or 4 goes to get it right. And because I've practiced, and because I've done Periscope as well, I just did it 2 takes actually, which is pretty good for me. So I found if anybody's watching this and you're a bit of a Periscope virgin, you're just watching people, you aren't actually doing stuff of your own, Periscope is a great way to practice. It's a bit scary to start off with because it's live, but it's a good way of getting fluent, and the more you do, the better you become. So yes, do your own videos if you can, or get a professional in like me to help you, but be on screen or be the voiceover. And if you think that you aren't good enough, practice beforehand. So you've got a smartphone, if you're watching this, chances are you've got a smartphone, or you've got a webcam on your computer. Practice with that. The worst part is watching yourself back. If it's any consolation, I know a lovely lady called Marie Rowe who used to be a casting director over in Hollywood and worked with some of the really big names, and I sort of mentioned this to her, and she was saying even they are nervous about watching themselves on camera. So you just got to put your big girl pants on and just do it and make yourself watch it back, and the more you do it, the better it becomes, and the better you become as well. So don't shy away from appearing on camera. Practice. It doesn't, just a few minutes a day is enough. For my clients, I advise them to spend a couple of minutes a day videoing themselves for about a week. Keep the first video they do and then look at them a week later and see how they've progressed, and they'll be amazed. Just doing that little bit makes a huge difference, and the more you can practice, the better. So how have you found being on video? Are any of you watching enjoying Periscope? I'd love to know. So I'll wait for some comments. Other things I was going to say, the advantage of being yourself. Your voice is better. You sound like a 3-year-old. I'm sure you don't. We're all... another lady I know, a lady called Priscilla Morris, is a great voice coach, and she always says that you sound completely different on camera, and indeed on audio. You know, if you ever leave one of the recording for your voicemail, that always sounds weird. And it's because we're used to hearing ourselves in our head, and how our voice resonates in our head is different. So yeah, one of the things you need to do is speak a bit slower, which I am terrible at. Yeah, your voice sounds higher than your mind. Hi, Gary. Yeah, but I don't think you sound high when I talk to you in real life. It's just, we do sound different. If you ever get a chance, particularly Gary, who I know is local, to hear Priscilla speak and talk about how to project your voice and so on, it's well worth doing. And if you're really concerned about your voice, you can spend some time with a voice coach quite affordably, just to help. But you know, certainly for Gary, I wouldn't say you needed to do that. It's, you know, if you get on with people in real life when you meet them, and you encourage and you meet clients in real life, and they book you there and then. Priscilla who? She's a lady called Priscilla Morris. I think if you Google the voice expert, I'm desperate, I've forgotten her thing. Yeah, Priscilla is spelled Priscilla, and then Morris is Morris, and she's worth looking at. She's got a great blog as well. So if you Google her, and I'm pals with her, so I'll put a link up to her website on my Twitter feed later on. If you sign up for her email list, you will get some great tips every couple of weeks or so. So she doesn't spam you, but she just gets you some really useful tips. So it's definitely worth following her. So there we go. So yeah, if you're worried about your voice, just practice. And again, if you get clients when you meet them face to face, then as long as you come over as you on camera. Is she on Periscope as well? And I don't think she is. I haven't seen her for a little while. She has a great job. She teaches voice coaching, and then she also clears off on cruises, doing speeches on cruises. So I'm not sure whether she's away or not at the moment, but I will check her out. She should do Periscope because she's excellent, and she's well worth seeing. So next time I see her, I shall encourage her to get on here. Right, so what else would I say? Yeah, so practice, speed of your voice, don't talk too fast. I am terrible at that. Loud and clear, that's it, brilliant, thank you. I should know that, I've known it for ages. Yes, so speed, I am terrible at gabbling away. It's something I struggle with, trying not to speak too fast, but that will help. Energy we've already talked about. And if audio wise, if you're doing your own videos on your smartphone, do think about where you're located. I'm currently indoors today. I like being outdoors when it's nice weather, but it's really windy today, so I'm going to get trouble with wind noise and so on. And if people can't hear you clearly, they're not going to pay attention to your video. So think about where you're recording, and when there's any horrible background noises, I don't know, like a freezer buzzing away, or your washing machine in the background, or even a ticking clock that can be really annoying. So try and get your audio right. If you've got a professional videoing you, then they should take care of that for you. And again, if you don't like yourself on camera, think about what you wear too. The colours that you wear make a dramatic difference. I've photographed loads of people over the years, and it is amazing how just changing your top or wearing a different scarf or different tie can have a dramatic effect on how your face appears on camera. People who've looked very pasty can suddenly, you know, look really alive and healthy. So don't film yourself once, think you look awful, and then forget about it. Experiment with what to wear. I mean, in real life I wear white a lot, but on camera it doesn't look that good. A nice colour seems to come out better, but it's got to be a colour that works with your skin tone. And if you're struggling with that, then again there are plenty of colour experts around, or stylists as well, because it's not just colour, it's also shape of your clothes. You know, I always usually wear V-neck things. It's not too bad on Periscope because you've just got a very small picture of you, but when you're bigger on camera, the shape of your clothes can make a difference to how you look. And it is true what they say, that being on telly makes you look 10 pounds heavier. It's because you're facing the camera, it makes you look bigger than you are. So if you can wear flattering clothes and the right colours, it makes a big difference. So it's worth going to a stylist and getting their advice. It's money well spent. Usually it's the cost of a decent outfit, and it'll have a big impact on how you appear in real life as well as on camera. And it's worth having your wardrobe full of stuff that suits you rather than stuff that's not quite right. So it's definitely a good investment talking to a stylist. Yeah, colours on camera, it makes such a difference. So yeah, I mean, this probably sounds really vain, but when I buy stuff in a shop now, I actually video myself, because when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're used to what you see. You don't see the same effect. I remember when I had my colours done with a colour expert, I did it with a friend of mine, and neither of us could see it on us, but both of us, when we were watching the other person have different colour swatches put by them, could see clearly the difference. So it's really interesting. So yeah, so I do actually video myself in the changing room with the thing on, because then when I look back on the video, I can see how it looks on camera. So yeah, I probably look like a complete nutter, but hey, what does it matter? It's better to invest money in clothes that suit you than stuff that doesn't. So that's another tip. Yeah, so that's it really. So if you are considering having a professional video done, or you're planning it yourself, don't automatically, oh thank you for the heart, don't automatically assume that it doesn't look professional unless you get a pro presenter or voice artist. That's not the case at all. You're the person who's going to be really enthusiastic about your business, and if you do form a relationship with your customers in terms of, you know, they come back to you time and time again, you getting on camera is much better. If I give you an example, I'm always watching videos because obviously I'm keen to see what other people do. If you, I watched a video for vets. Now, I've got a cat. When I take the cat to the vet, I want to know that the vet is competent, friendly, going to speak to me nicely and so on. They'd used a professional presenter for their video, and I think that was an opportunity missed. I don't want something highly polished and whatever for the vet, I just want to know they're friendly. And if the vet had come on screen themselves, it would have been much better, because I would have known, oh, this is somebody that I can get on with, that I would entrust my cat's life with. So that's the sort of example. So it is worth getting comfortable on camera, and all the skills that you learn to get comfortable on camera will help you come across better in real life as well. So if you've got to do presenting, I mean, most of us do networking and so on, so you need to stand up and talk about your business. Well, the more practice you get doing that, the absolute better. So there we go. So thank you so much for listening in. If it was useful, please give me a few hearts. I will be doing another Periscope soon. It's a bit hit and miss for the next few weeks because it's summer holidays, so I'm balancing work and looking after the kids as well, which has proven a bit of a challenge. But thanks to one of my friends, she's looking after them this afternoon, so I've got an afternoon off where I can cram stuff in. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. I will put the link to Priscilla's stuff on my Twitter page, and if you want more links like this and want to know more about the training and stuff that I do on photography and video, then if you sign up to my email list, I promise I don't spam you. I don't have time to write emails every day, so you get an email once every 2-3 weeks. Again, I'll put the link on Twitter. So thanks for listening in, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!